recording on my side, and we will end on time. So thank you very much. And I'm happy to see, hello, this is Catherine Perry. This is the Commanding Wealth Circle. And I just have to say, I see some faces I haven't seen, like a shock hello. I'm happy to see you. And Betsy's on, and of course, Richard, and then who've got Joanna. Thank you, Joanna. We see Elaine, Hannah, Nash, Sue, our regular, Alvaro, and Richard, Shama. Did I say everybody? And I think we probably have some folks on the calls too. It looks like we've got 17 people. Of course, it's a full group today.
Woo!
We're like, where the hell's Catherine?
Yeah.
We were just prepping the room for you, Catherine. It's all good.
I know, y'all just warming it up, baby.
That's right.
Warming
That's
it
right.
up.
We're getting love flowing. We're getting the commands flowing so that
That's
you can
it.
show up and deliver. So.
Well, I just want to kind of come into it with you guys. I want to just align because I've just got all this stuff kind of on my mind, and I'm like thinking about you guys and some next steps. And so I feel I spend so much time with the group, like even when I'm not in front of you or I'm not necessarily posting online, right? Like I'm holding this space, I'm thinking about you, I'm sending energy. And then it's like, well, what are the next steps? What is it that everyone needs in order to really start having that sense of mastery and alignment, right? What is it? What is that missing piece that's stopping that for you guys? And I know right now there's a lot going on in the world. There's more, if I hear the word uncertainty one more time, but, let's say there's this lack of all the things that were the constraints, the things that was the illusion of what was order and the things that we could count on. That stuff seems to be either very shaky or it's been totally blown out of the water. And people are thinking about money. They're thinking about choices. They're thinking about their career. And then let's just not even get into what's happening on Facebook, which frankly, I'm about ready to dump Facebook because it's gotten so negative and decisive. And I'm finding that I'm spending more time feeling upset. Is this happening with you guys? I'm feeling upset. And I always kind of felt like, hey, for the most part, people are good and we want to hang together, and there's always going to be that few. But you get on Facebook and you're like, wow, people I thought that were like good folks that cared about other people are not quite sounding quite so good and caring. So it's hard. So it's shaking everything. It's shaking up the family relationships, and it affects every single thing, right? So how can all of this apply to this idea about the one command, and we aligning to this greater thing? And then we have all these other teachings where we talk about vision and brain waves and all of that, right? Living from this state of being. And I keep tuning back, and I just am in this conversation with Creator about, like, what is the next step? What is the next thing? And I got to tell you, it keeps coming back to love, choosing love and being in that vibration of love and doing all things from love. Now, love is not necessarily a feel-good feeling, because if anyone's ever had kids, they know that sometimes love is hard choices, right? But love is when we're aligned to that thing that's greater than us, right? And then we can allow that greater thing to flow through us, and it aligns to our values. So when I think about love, maybe I'm thinking more in terms of the spiritual part of love, but then how is love alive and enacted in my life, right? And so it's through that vibration that I want to create everything, right? Everything. If I want to think about making money, if I want to think about my health, if I want to think about my next choices, I always have to come back to how it aligns to love and how can I create it through this state of being of love. Okay. And very often that L word means responsibility and lack of choices. It means things being taken away and things that we're not allowed to do because of what love is supposed to be. Right. We go, well, I love my husband and I really feel urged to live in this other state, but because I love him, I'm going to sacrifice and be here. Right. But the thing is that there's this idea that when we are aligned to love, when we're aligned to love, what's right for you is right for the other person too. And we may have this idea about living in another place, but actually what we want is to be able to live in another internal state, not another physical state. Okay, are you with me? And so living from the state of what? Satisfaction, being at peace, having a sense that you're productive and what you do matters, right? I think that that's a pretty good one, and that we have an effect on others. Now, we tend to think about that in love, but in the one command, we come into this idea that, well, I'm not doing anything, so I'm not having an effect. And so we feel worthless, right? But what you need to understand is this, that there is no null effect. There's no zero effect, that you're either creating something positive or something negative in the world. And that's why I say choose love. And from there, you can start saying, well, how can I make a more positive impact, right? How can I start doing something that empowers and frees others, right? So, and how can my freedom come from that, right? So this is the stuff that's kind of like keeping me awake at night. And so I have this kind of practice I call inner university, and to where it's these questions will kind of come into mind, I'll muse on it, and then I notice kind of like what my secret FBI agent on YouTube or Facebook, kind of what pops up in my feed. And so what's interesting is when you are in this state of like, how do I choose love, right? And this other information comes and it pushes your buttons, okay? Or it either makes you angry or it excites you, it draws you to, or whatever the feeling is, it's more important to notice your response. And if there's any buttons that are getting pushed, it's actually a blessing from the universe. Okay, because it'd be so easy to just cut everyone off, right? And even though I said I just want to jump off of Facebook and go live in a cave sometimes, I have to notice what is being activated in me. If something's making me angry, why is it making me angry? I've got to come into being the observer of my emotions. Okay, so if I'm asking, what is the next thing? How am I going to make that movement? And I'm caught up in this drama of emotions because I've got a 13 and a 14-year-old having a thing. And is that emotion? That is pure emotion. But what I need to do is observe, it's like, wow, I'm in this state of upset. I'm in this state of feeling powerless. I'm in this state of feeling excited and hopeful. So what is the next state? What is the next thing? How is it going to take me closer? Well, we have to connect to our greater vision. And right now, if we're in survival mode, which most of the world is thrown into, our vision is going to be cut off. And so we're going to be going back into older patterns, older feelings, and we'll want to go back to what's familiar, okay? Even if it's wrong and even if it doesn't serve us. So how can we move forward? We have to command for, I don't know what the next step is. I don't know what the next level of consciousness is. I don't know what the evidence of that next level of consciousness is. I only know I am living in that next level now, and I am fulfilled. So we can do that without being oppositional to anything. Isn't that cool? And then once you've commanded, and this is the piece a lot of people miss, and it's one, we want to have that state of being. Then after the command, we want to have this time that what information is coming in. Well, is there an action to take now? Is there someone to call? What is the next thing to do, right? And then if we don't know, sometimes the answer is nothing, but then sometimes we get a very clear step. Okay, but I want to really encourage you guys to start having a new conversation with yourself and asking kind of like those Katie questions. Is it true? Who would I be without that thought, right? And in order to move forward, we've got to think, well, what is the next thing? What is the new way for me to think? What is that higher emotion? Because if we've never experienced it, how could we know, right? How could we know? So we don't know how, but we only know that there's something that's pulling us forward. And this frustration is actually kind of some birthing pains. The way it's showing up is your money's getting stopped, relationships are maybe getting a little more contentious, maybe you're needing to have more self-care. But don't argue with your reality and don't judge yourself. Simply observe and keep commanding what you need in the moment. I don't know who needed to hear that. This just kind of busted out of me as I come running in. So I want to do commands today, and I know that you have your intention. And so I'm going to walk you up through commands, but the commands that I want to go through with you have to do with, I don't know how I am living from this state of love, right? And I don't know how I'm living in alignment to my purpose. I don't know how I'm living in alignment to my purpose. And then here's the other piece, my purpose aligns to me. Because we have this idea that we're trying to get to someplace, but we need to understand that everything's already there. Whatever we want, need, or desire. All the message, all the information, all the programming, all the money, all the evidence, everything's already there. Just based on our thinking, we're not able to see it. Okay, so I want to just do some commands around this for you today. Is that all right? Is that okay? Love just took over. I love it. I had this other things actually on my mind, and I'm going to do a separate broadcast on it. But I want to check in right quick. Let me check the chat. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Hey, I want to remind everyone, is it next week, Alex? It's starting Wednesday the 2nd. Alex is going to be hosting the evening events.
The 3rd.
Yeah, the 3rd. He's going to be hosting the evening ones, and I did post a something in the group today. Okay, so really excited about you coming.
Yes, so excited.
Whew. So let's just align. Right now, I want you to just think about what it is that you want to create. Could be a state of being. There could be something that you want manifested, right? And frankly, I'm commanding for new clients right now. I want some one-on-one clients because I just want some time to work on a project. So I'm commanding for new clients right now. Okay. All right. So think about what it is that you want to create. Think about what it would look like manifested. How would you know you had it? What would be the evidence? What would be the signs? And how would it feel? Just tune into that. And think about, we have this idea about it being in the future. Think about where you are now and what it is that you want to create. And think about what you think could be stopping you. It could be information, it could be action steps, it could be people, it could be money. But just notice what idea you have about why you haven't created it or received it yet. Now we're just going to let all that reason go. Just let it go. Because in truth, we don't know why or how we don't have it. So we're just going to focus on having it. Not I'm going to, or I wish, or I need. It is so. Okay. Now, this thing that you want to create in the future, think of, is there any evidence, any pieces of it alive in your life right now? Let it light up how it's manifested. So if you want to get, you want to create $50,000 a month income, what is your income right now? Okay. I'm thinking about the clients I want to create. Now I'm going to let the clients I have right now. And I just like to let them light up. This is kind of a new way of thinking about this, right? But now think about a time in the past that you had some of what it is that you want for the future. Yeah, I remember having back-to-back clients all week long, phone every day, sitting on the bed with my headset. I remember that. But think of when you had an inkling, a piece of it in the past, and let that light up. And it could have just been an idea in the past. It could have been evidence, but whatever it is in the past, let it light up. And now let the light from the past, your present, and your future, the future thing that you want to create, now let that create a line. There we go. Do you feel your brain just open up? There we go. Now we're going to let that line go up. Roll your eyes up. We're just going to follow that line right up to source. Up, up, up. The higher you go, the faster you go, and soon you find yourself surrounded by the beautiful black void in space. Break through the darkness into the light of pure, open potential. I'm going to state the command, and you're going to insert what it is that you wish to create, attract, or manifest. Eyes up. I don't know how. And then state what it is that you want. I only know I do now, or it is so now, and I am fulfilled. Let your eyes relax and let that expand out to an idea even greater that serves more good in its fulfillment. I don't know how, roll your eyes back up. I don't know how the next steps are crystal clear and the right actions are evident and easy to take. I only know that I am taking the right steps and making the right actions right now. I don't know what the right relationships are. I don't know what help or support I need. I don't know what signs I need that tell me I'm on the right track. I only know I have everything and everyone I need or want now, and I am fulfilled. And I don't know how I am living, moving, and breathing in this state of love. And all the ways that love lives, moves, and breathes, serves, expresses, creates. I only know I am the living embodiment and fulfillment of love's purpose on the planet now, and I am fulfilled. I don't know how that which I have commanded aligns to me. I only know that every aspect of who I am, who I've been in the past, and who I am destined to become is now fulfilled in a way that is natural. That's a way that I always knew was possible in my heart, yet greater than what I ever imagined. Now, and I am fulfilled. I don't know how my mind is operating at the highest capacity. It is functioning perfectly. And I am getting the rest I need. And when I'm awake, I have the energy I need. I don't know how. I have crystal clear vision and super focus. I only know I am focused on the right things right now, and I am fulfilled. I don't know how my body is physically and energetically and emotionally aligned to the creation of my desire. I only know I am aligned now, and I am fulfilled. And I don't know how my vibration is operating at a higher, more powerful level now that gives me all the tools and insights and gifts that I need. I only know I have everything I need by my command now, and I am fulfilled. Just let your eyes relax. I know I overloaded your mind, but your spirit's just speaking right through me, and it's telling me these next pieces. And I don't know how I am confidently creating the money. I only know the money I want, need, or desire is here now. I don't know how I have the clients. I don't know how I have the projects. I don't know how I have the contracts. I only know I am opening the lines now of receiving. I'm opening the paths of receiving. I'm opening the channels of receiving now, and I am fulfilled. I don't know how I increase my capacity to receive. I only know I am able to receive. And as I receive, I am free to give even more. And as I give more, that creates a greater capacity within me to receive. For it is the law. Now and I am fulfilled. And just let all that go. Let your eyes relax. Let that expand out to an idea even greater that serves more good. And now just imagine that there's these particles of light. And it's aligning to you. And it's coming right down this pole of light that is your connection. And it contains every single thing that you could ever want, need, or desire. And it aligns to you. It feels like you, but it's more than you. Now we're just going to let it unwind. Any of that old state of being, that resistance. If there's any part of you that's resisting, I just want you to know that I love that resistor in you. I love that stubborn part of you. And you're not wrong that you feel afraid sometimes, and you're not wrong that you feel angry. It's right that you would feel angry that people are hurt, that it's right that you would want more for others. It's right that you would want to live in flow and peace. It's right. And right now, just notice what happens as love keeps meeting every part of you, every resistance, every doubt, every fear. Just let it continue to meet it. You say, but what if? And you go, yeah. And also, what if it's also true? But what about those? Yeah, and what about you? And just keep meeting it in love. I don't know how to meet love. I only know love seeks me, and I am found now, and I am fulfilled. When you're ready, bring your attention back to your heart and open your eyes. Hey, Alex, did you make it back?
Oh my gosh,
Smiling.
I've got to grab my fingers here real
I know, we're
fast.
checking.
Yes, my goodness. Wow, Catherine, that was everything I needed and more. Wow. And you weren't even here, but you're speaking to all the commands that we were writing down before you got here. So Thank you. My goodness.
Thank you. I love that. I don't know who was I on. I was talking to someone the other day, and I said, "Yeah, these circles, circles, circles." And she said, "That's so funny because my new logo has circles in it." And I was talking to another client, and I said, "Yeah, you don't do well in the passenger seat. You're a driver." And she said, "I cannot believe you said that. I literally said that to someone yesterday." So like those little confirmations. But thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Whew. How's everybody doing? Is that, yeah. um, I never get to, I ask this every once in a while, like, how are you doing? But I was wondering, does anybody have any wins or insights that they'd like to share with the group? We still have some time. Richard? I'm going to try to unmute you. Hang on one second. Oh, I'm trying, Richard. It's not letting me. Try to unmute yourself. There you are.
Yeah, hi.
Hey.
Well, today I was actually commanding for renewed health for my granddaughter, Lauren, who's been having a challenge. So it was hard I was doing that, and then it became hard to translate it after a while, translate it just for her. So I had to kind of just see her in my mind's eye and feel her and do the commands. So it was affecting both of us at the same time.
Yeah.
You can command for other people, but it all depends on how you do it.
Well, I like to say I don't know how I witness her healing. I only know that she's whole and well now, right? So I do that, and I don't know how to speak life. I only know I'm speaking life into her body now, because we have the right to speak life, right?
Right.
And so yeah, we can absolutely do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. Whew. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to share, or any news or insights? Whew. Okay.
Hello, Catherine.
Hi, Ashok. How are you?
I had lots of resistance. I released. It was a good comment today. I'm having 3 properties being rehabbed and lots of stress, but I just cleared up. It was so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, so yeah, meeting that resistance, noticing that you're resistant, and it met it.
Right. I melted. It's all clear now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, all right. I'm going to check in if anybody else have anything to share, or I feel like this was kind of just short, and I jumped in and channeled on you. I'm back out. All right, my loves.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, who's that? Oh, hi, Emily. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome, honey. How's it in your corner of the world?
Well, it's Charlotte, North Carolina. It's about 80 degrees and cloudy today, but we've had a good bit of crazy rain like everybody else, and nutcase weather this weekend.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all good. And I just wanted to tell you that I know I've been focusing a lot around my work, and it's been so frustrating. But so I have a difficult scenario, a business I have to.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little bit, but you said you have a difficult scenario?
Okay, I've had a difficult scenario with one of my clients, and I cannot. I've had a number of inquisitions in business, and he just doesn't take my advice. And I'm losing. It's just like I dread even talking about it. But I commanded that I don't know what I'm going to do with him, but he is going to be taken care of, and I will sell this, and I am fulfilled. And
Yeah.
I just said I will not I command that I will have no more unease about this.
Yeah.
And literally, I was commanding this. I was driving to a friend's last night, and my phone rang. And it was a gentleman that we had been speaking with about the business for a couple of weeks. And he said, "Emily, I'm ready to go to the next step. I want to talk about an offer." And I'm like, "Oh my God," because it's literally, I've been working this for months, and I haven't gotten anywhere near this close. When I just decided, no, I'm not going to let this stress me out anymore. I just command that it go away one way or another, but I'm fulfilled,
Yeah.
and so suddenly I got, some positive news. So I do feel that it does really work. Not that I doubted it, but
I love it. I love it.
I'm just grateful because when you just take the time to command and stop, it's amazing that you some immediate compliment.
I love it. So so just to kind of recap, because your phone was breaking in and out, you had a situation that with a client, y'all were kind of going around and round. It wasn't getting resolved. Nothing was moving forward.
Yes.
You decided to just command, like, whatever it is, I let it go and let it work out, right?
Exactly.
For the highest and greatest good. And then he turned around and he called you in a very short time after and said, okay, I'm ready to move forward.
Yes.
Right? So you commanded for it to move forward one way or another, right?
Yes.
And he went with you. Yeah, because we're co-creating it with each other, and we're actually, I say we have psychic arguments. Like we might have like had this verbal thing happen on the phone, but we have this mental argument, and I call it arguing on the inners. And that's actually, once you get that resolved and you can start saying, well, I don't know how we have a new conversation. I don't know how we have a peaceful agreement. I only know all things are working out together for our highest and greatest good, right?
Yeah.
You've raised your vibration. What happens is they'll either raise it and match it with you, or they just move on, right? And he chose to match it with you. So,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I love hearing stuff like that. All right. Whew. Well, this feels different. I don't have my slides to lean on today. It's just essence, isn't it? That's what we say in Texan. It's just essence. But I just want you to know how much I do love you and I appreciate you. And your trust in me and the time you spend and your commitment to your own growth and healing. And I'm just so blessed that you're in my corner of the world. And I love you and appreciate you. And let's keep going, okay? And we will see Alex next week. I'm supposed to be going camping. I don't know if I'm going to be doing next Tuesday. I'll announce on Friday. But Alex is definitely doing next Wednesday evening, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and end on that. All right, my friends, until next time, this is Catherine Perry, the Big Vision Coach, and I witness your mastery. Bye-bye, everyone.